Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. As per usual, we're going to be waiting just a few minutes to make sure that everybody can get in. And also, I need confirmation from some of you if you can see and hear me just fine so we can get started. Just give a few minutes to let all of the people enter the chat. So let's see. Hello from Missouri, all the way from Missouri. Hello from France, hello from Greece. Hello to you too, of course. Okay, just let me know if you can hear me correctly. Let's see. Dave says, can hear you, Stefano. Okay, that's very nice. Hello from France again. Hello from Germany. Ukraine here. Hello to you too. Hello from Denmark, from Canada. Wow, there's people from all over. Yes, we hear you. Okay, that's from Japan then. Okay. Just a few more seconds and we can get started. Hi from Mars. Damn, all the way there. You with Elon Musk maybe? Not yet, maybe in the future. Okay. All right, I think we're about ready to start. Okay, let's do this. So yeah, as I said before, welcome to this new webinar. I'm Stefano. For those of you who participated in one of our many previous webinars, you might already know me. If you don't, well, you do know me now. So I'm going to be presenting to you the most important new features that are going to be featured in the newest version of Website X5, which is 2023.2, which, by the way, is going to be released next week. But you can already try out some of these new features if you're a participant in our beta program within the software. So yeah, let's say if you're part of the beta, you can already try out what I'm going to be showing you in a second. So yeah, when are we going to be receiving the new update? Yeah, next week, the update is gonna be published for everyone to use. So the first topic we're going to be discussing today is probably one of the most popular topic, not just in Website X5, but all over really, which is of course AI. Everybody's talking about AI nowadays. It's the main topic on everybody's mouth. So maybe you've heard of stuff like ChatGPT, of course, or OpenAI, which is actually the technology and the company behind ChatGPT. So in this new version, we've actually implemented this kind of technology inside Website X5, and we are relying, of course, on OpenAI technology to do this. Essentially, AI inside of Website X5 is going to be helping you produce the text, the titles, also some like the keywords, the description for your pages. It can help you write down your blog entries. It can help you write product description in case you're running an e-commerce. Yeah, it's going to be helping you out with almost everything that has to do with text. We've tested this out extensively, of course, so we're actually pretty sure that you're going to be enjoying this as much as we did while testing this out. So this is the main thing that is going to be coming with Website X5 in the Pro version as soon as it releases. Again, you can also try this out already in the beta if you want. That being said, another thing that we added in the newest version, which was actually something that many of you requested for a very long time, is the automatic correction of text once you are typing down something inside the software. So the software is going to be able to recognize errors in your writing. It will notify you that you made a mistake. It allows you to correct it, allows you to add new words, everything that you would expect from a classic automatic system to correct text. Let's see if you have a few questions about what I just said. Just a quick intro. Which languages is this going to be working with? Any language. Any language that, of course, is supported by OpenAI. If, for example, if you ever had the chance of using ChatGPT and you attempted to text ChatGPT in your language, you know if it can reply with your language or not. If it can, then so can we. Let's see. Does it help with usage questions with the program? It does not. AI in Website X5 is going to be used only for producing new texts. It's not going to work like a chatbot. You cannot ask questions to the AI. It's only going to be producing the text for you. Let's see. Can we run the newest version with AI in addition to an older version on the same machine? Yes, you can. It's going to work just the same as the other versions. So you can have both the newest version and the older versions installed at the same time. So yeah, I think this is pretty much it for the moment. So let's move on to the software. Let me just set up our working space. 1 second. And I'm going to be disappearing in a moment. So let's see. Okay. You should be seeing the software now. So yeah, in order for me to be able to show you what this AI feature is all about, I'd say we get started by opening up a new project. And in order to do this, we've chosen to use AgroFarm Store. This project was chosen specifically because it already has some of the things we're going to be using set up correctly. Like, for example, it features a blog, it features an e-commerce, so we can start working with that very easily, very quickly too. Okay, let's just wait for the software to boot up the project. And here we are. Okay, so the first section I'm going to be talking about is general information. Let's assume you are starting off with a new website. So of course, the first thing you're gonna wanna do is decide a title for your website, perhaps a description too. And this is where the AI first comes into play. So yeah, let's assume we want to name our website. We move to the website title section, this field right here. It already has some content inside, but we're going to be using this button right here, which says create text with magic text. So I'm just going to click on this. By the way, magic text is the official name of this new feature inside Website X5. So when I'm talking about magic text, I'm talking about this new AI feature we added. I'm going to be showing you all of the options you can see here. Then I'm going to be talking about each one of them more specifically once we get to the point where they actually matter for what I'm doing. So yeah, this section is divided into 4 steps. The first one is essentially the one where you tell the AI what kind of content you're looking for. You have title, you have SEO title, which is kind of the same as title, but let's say it's not going to look as pretty most of the time, but it's going to be written down using certain SEO rules in order to help the index, in order to help search engines to better index your website online. Then you get the paragraph, which of course is going to be used for stuff as descriptions. Then you have ideas, which I'm going to be talking about in a second. And then you have tag when you're like using keywords, when you're generating keywords for your pages and stuff like that. Then you have this text box right here, which says what is important to mention in the text. This is essentially where you're going to be providing your prompt to the AI in order to tell it what you want your text to focus on. For example, right here, since we're going to be generating a title for the project, we're going to tell the AI what our project is going to be about. Moving on to the second section right here, this allows you to choose the tone that is going to be used in the sentence that the AI provides. So you can have a more concise one, more professional, more casual, maybe funny, which means it's going to use like different kind of words, maybe some emoticon as well, enthusiastic. And then you have content language. This essentially means that the language you select right here, which is inherited by default from the content language of the entire project, this is the language that the AI is going to use to reply to you. So this means you can also give the AI a prompt in your own language, but then if you want the AI to generate a text in a different language, you can just select it here and it will do just that. Right here at the bottom is just like a quick overview of privacy data, yeah, about the use of AI. And then this option right here, which is currently unclickable, is going to become available once you've generated at least one text. It works like a history, so you can see all of the previous input that the AI generated for you. So let's go back to the first one. Let's see. Now we want the AI to generate a title for our new project. So our new project is going to be about this agro farm company, which the project already focuses on. So it says, what is important to mention in the text? I'd say what is important is that our company is named Agro Farm Company. Let's say we're selling, let's say sustainably produced food and family run business. Let's just click on create text, and the AI is essentially going to be doing the rest. When you select this, the AI is going to take a while to load up our new text, and then it's going to come up with whatever title it decided we need to use. Seems to be taking a little longer than usual. Keep in mind that this specific functionality relies, of course, on OpenAI technology. So this means that, just like you can see here, this can happen sometimes, because since we are providing information to the external AI service, there may be times where the AI is just overwhelmed with requests, and it might require you to send the input more than one time to get the result you need. This, of course, is totally normal. There's really nothing that can be done about this, because it entirely depends on how much people are currently using the AI service. You can see now that it worked. So the title it produced for us is Agro Farm Deliciously Sustainable Family Run Farming. Just to describe shortly what you can see here, you can also provide a feedback about what the AI has produced. So let's say you want to give a positive feedback, you can want to give a negative feedback. You think that what the AI produced is not really what you need, you can let us know so we can further improve the system that is going to be feeding the AI the prompt. You can copy the text. You can also decide to just select a part of the text and then click copy. Or you can click on insert text, and the entirety of the result is going to be displayed directly inside the website title section. So let's try this out. You can see that it was automatically filled in. Just so you know, you can see that in this case, there are like these little things right here that were added by the software automatically. This is something that the OpenAI technology does itself. Unfortunately, we do not really have any kind of control over this. So sometimes they appear in the reply that the AI offers you. Sometimes they don't. If they do, just keep in mind you need to delete those. But if they don't appear, you can just leave it like that. So again, this is the title that the AI came up with. So now we need a website description. Before getting the description we need, I would like to focus on one particular thing. So when you ask the AI to provide the description, it's not going to produce something based only on the input you provided, but it's going to be keeping in mind the title of the website as well. So let's say I could also click on create text, and it would provide a description based solely on what the website title is. Of course, most of the time, this might not be like ideal. So maybe we want to add a little more information, like our products are made with natural, I know, by using are made only by using sustainable methods and are 100% guaranteed to be as fresh as they come. Then we just click on create text. And here we get our description. AgroFarm is your go-to destination for deliciously sustainable family-run farming. Our products are made only by using sustainable methods and are 100% guaranteed to be as fresh as they come. Of course, it also uses part of the input I gave, because to be honest, I also gave a prompt which is like, could also have been used like a description itself. So if I just click on insert text, this is what I'm getting. So you can see that I didn't mention the word agrofarm at all in my input, but the AI still knows that this is the name of the company we're building the website for, because it has been mentioned in the website title. So one quick thing I want to, no way, let's move on to the map first, and then to our farm. Okay, so now we've seen that the AI can be used, for example, to decide the title of the website or generate description of the website. But of course, the AI can also be used in other places. As I mentioned at the beginning of the webinar, you can use it to produce text, for example, in a text object. You can use it to write blog articles. You can use it to describe your products in the e-commerce. So now we're going to be taking a look at the text object right here. So we're going to be leaving the title that says our family, and we're going to be deleting the rest. Okay. You can find the bottom magic text up here. And okay. Now we're going to be choosing paragraph, of course, because we need a little more text written this time. And since this section is going to be focusing on the our family title, we can write something like our company is family run since 1980. At the moment, it's just me and my father working farm, but my sister is going to be joining in soon as well. Say something like this. Let's click on create text. Let's see what the AI comes up with. While the magic text is producing the text, of course, assuming it doesn't run into an error again, I'm going to be talking about the idea option we saw before. So the idea option is actually used to let the AI give you some suggestions on what to write about. So let's say you want to add a new blog entry, but you don't really have any idea what you should be talking about. You can say something like, give me ideas about something to talk about agricultural products. Maybe he will provide you with suggestion. Maybe run a blog centered with recipes. Maybe you could talk about how to produce the food. It's going to give you ideas on what to talk about in your blog entry. So let's see what we got here. At AgroFarm, we pride ourselves on being a family-run farm since 1980. Our commitment to sustainability and delicious produce has been passed down through generations, and we continue to uphold these values today. So yeah, it added the family-run part. It also added the part where I mentioned who's working at the company at the moment. Then it added a little part here. So together, we're dedicated to providing the highest quality produce while maintaining our family legacy of sustainable farming practices. Okay, I think that's just fine. So we're going to be clicking on insert text. And there we get all that the AI produced for us. So now let's say I want to move on and add an additional part of text. This is actually important to talk about, because you might think that once I click here and decide to write another paragraph, the AI is going to keep in mind what has already been said before. But keep in mind that this is not the case. If you want to write a longer piece of text, the AI is not going to consider what has been written before already. It's only going to be keeping in mind the title of your website, the description of your website, and it's also going to be keeping in mind the title of your page and the description of your page. But it's not going to keep under consideration the part that it generated before. So we need to provide further information to write. We already talked about who's working at the farm. So we can say like sustainable methods of breeding breeding cattle, and let's say, and mowing the land, something like this. Let's see what it says. Okay, you can see that now it added the entire part where we are talking about sustainable methods. It also added a little part explaining how the cattle are raised, what chemicals are used. We are committed to providing you with the highest quality meat while also doing our part to protect the planet. So essentially, it produced all the text we needed according to the input we gave. By the way, I can see that we can add a little formatting here. But by reading what has been produced right now, I think this is actually pretty good. Well, at least I don't think I could have written this better myself. Yeah, I think that's it. If I was making this website right now, I think the result that I got here would be perfectly fine. Okay, so this is all about the text object. Just let's go back to step 3 just for a second, since I mentioned the fact that the AI is going to keep in mind the title and the description of each page as you produce new text. If you go to step 3, you just select whatever page and then you click on properties. Remember, this is the place when you can add a page title if you want to change it. You can add a description for this page, and you can add keywords too. So I just want to show you how the keywords functionality works. So let's create a title here as well. Let's say talk about the fact that the company is family run. Let's say mention the fact it's family run. So this is going to be the title of this page. Then we're going to add a little description. And I just want to try not giving any input. Let's let the AI write down the description only based on the page title. And you can see the description gets generated just like that. I just want to show you real quick what happens if we change the tone that the AI needs to use. Let's say funny, for example, and just click on create text again. I can see you have a question saying, can you use the AI in Spanish? Yeah, you can. The AI is going to be able to produce the text in whatever language you want, as long as it's selectable right here under content language. Okay, so again, in the history, you can see the result. You can see it says, get ready to fall in love with AgroFarm. We're a family-run farm that's all about sustainable, delicious food. Join us for an unforgettable experience. It also used exclamation marks. So yeah, the tone is definitely different from what it was before. Let's say this is okay, and I want to add this text right here. And then let's move on to keywords. Let's say professional. So yeah, keywords is going to be doing exactly that. It's going to be extracting like the main keywords that the AI thinks are important to use in order to get the best indexing possible out of your page. So again, we can just click on create text right here. And there we have it. We can click on insert text directly, and we are getting our keywords right here. AgroFarm, of course, sustainable, family-run farming, delicious food. Okay, this is how you use the AI when generating title descriptions and keyword for a page, for example. So now let's move on to the blog section, which is where I'm going to be showing you how the idea option works. So let's just add a new entry and then click here with title. Okay, so I want to start a blog about agro farming, but I have no idea what my blog should be talking about. I just click on ideas, and then I say that, let's say, produce family run farming, animal breeding, and then click on create text. The AI is going to be providing us with 3 choices of topics we can discuss in our blog based on what I just said. So let's see. 5 reasons why buying produce from family-run farms supports sustainable agriculture, the benefits of choosing animal breeding on family farm, why it's worth it to shop locally and support family-run farming businesses. So as you can see, the AI gave me like 3 ideas for topics to discuss on our blog. So let's say I want to get the first one. I just highlight this one and I click on insert text, and you can see that he automatically only added the part that I highlighted. So we've chosen 5 reasons why buying produce from family-run farms supports sustainable agriculture. Then we can move on to the caption, which is going to be working exactly as I've shown before. Again, you can also forget about giving any kind of input. I can choose like a casual, like a casual tone, and then click on create text. And Magic Text is going to come up with a description for our first blog entry. Just click on insert text and we're done. Then, of course, you can move on to contents and start writing down your blog entry, just like you would the text field we checked before. Again, I can click on paragraph. I can also let's say we're talking about 5 reasons. So let's say 5 reasons why purchasing produce from a family-run farm is better. You just click on create text. And there we go. The AI's reply is always going to be limited to a single paragraph. So keep in mind, just like I said before, that if you want to write an extensively long blog entry, you might need to use this more than one time. But as you can see, it already provided a good piece of information right here to get our blog entry started. There we go. Okay, essentially, if we are going to be moving on to the e-commerce part, it's not going to be looking much different from what we saw so far. Again, you can see here, you can use the AI technology to write a caption for the product. You can use it to write a more extensive detail page right here. You always got your magic text option. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, let's just take a quick look again. You get the title, CEO title, paragraph, ideas. Paragraph is probably the one you're going to be using the most. I've shown you before the history where you can go back and check the texts that were generated so far during the current working session. And yeah, this is what the AI is going to be able to do. It's going to be able to help you generate all those texts that maybe require much more work or maybe even one more person to do it before. So it's going to be especially useful from those kind of website where maybe you don't have a lot of information, are not really sure what you want to talk about, what you want to focus on. The AI is, of course, going to be a great help with this. Okay, let's go back 1 second to our text object because I just want to show you the other thing that's going to be added into the newest version, which is very important, of course, which is the automatic detection of errors in your writing. You can see right now that nothing is really highlighted because the text that was written by the AI is already correct. But let's see, if I just add something, then let's say I want to add a word and I'm going to make a mistake on purpose. I'm going to write photos like this. You can see that the word gets highlighted. Right now, the automatic correction is going to work in English only for the due to the fact that we selected English as content language right here. So if I want my my system to work with the Italian language or maybe with Spanish language, all you need to do is go back to step 1, change the language right here. So let's say I'm going to be selecting Italian. If I go back to that page and open up the same text object, Now probably most of the things are going to get highlighted right here, because now it's checking for Italian language and not English anymore. So let's say maybe you are working on a project which has more than one language. In this case, keep in mind that you always need to go back to step one and change the current language for the project when you want to correct a certain language, and then you need to switch it back to correct another language, because this system is only going to be working on a single language at a time. So let's switch it back to English just for a moment, because I want to show you how it works. So let's go back there. So now let's say, okay, it's going to say photos is incorrect. If I just right click right on the word, you can see that the software is also going to be providing a series of suggestions that I can use to correct what I just wrote. And you also have the classic add to dictionary option right here. So this means that if maybe you're writing a new word, maybe it's the name of your company, and the software doesn't really recognize it as a correct word, you can just add it to the dictionary, and it's not going to get highlighted anymore as you're working with your project. Also, the dictionary used by this automatic system is shared among every version you have installed on your computer. So this means that, for example, in the future, once a new version comes out, if you're going to be installing that version separately, it's going to rely on the same dictionary this one is. So you don't need every time to add all the words to a new version. Okay, I would say that is pretty much it. So I'm going to be moving back to the chat to see if you have like any questions on what I just said. Let's see. Okay, you should see me again now. Okay, let's see if there's any question about any of what I said so far. I imagine that the Greek language doesn't work. Let's check right away. Let's see if I click right here, content language, Greek is available. Let's see if it works. I'm not sure, because as I said before, it entirely depends on the language that OpenAI supports. So Greek is actually available as a language. Let's just see if it works as you'd expect it to. Let's move back to here. Okay, it seems to be working. Of course, I'm unable to tell you if this is correct Greek, but I expect it is. But it seems to be working as well. So yeah. Is the French language included? Of course, French is included as well. Then let's see. Have you tested how the AI generated text ranks in the search engines? Actually, we have, as we were developing this new feature. And yeah, it ranked pretty well, I must say. The entire since the entire system is based on OpenAI technology, and since OpenAI technology is already being used for stuff such as this, we were already pretty sure from the beginning that the text that is going to be generated matches the SEO needs and requirements. So yeah, actually, I think some of the text that is going to be appearing on our templates is going to be generated using the system, so you can already get a good idea of what the software can generate. Let's see. Of course, it would work too with our actual project already done. Of course, you can use this on any project, whether it's new or whether it's already you already started working on it earlier. You can use this maybe to increase the number of text on your page. If you want to improve some of your text, you can have the AI rewrite it completely to get like a more maybe more professional, maybe funnier, judging on the tones that you can choose inside the software. Yeah, you can definitely use it on a project which you already started before. Are the texts stored in a clipboard? If you mean that when you go here and you can copy and use the basic Windows clipboard, yeah, of course it does. But when you reset the software, the history is going to be deleted. So this only lasts for the current working session. Okay, so I think that's about it. I don't really see any other questions regarding what I just mentioned. Again, yeah, the new version is going to be available for everyone in the Pro version starting from next week. Also, keep in mind that the AI functionality is going to be available only in the Pro version, only while your license is active. So if you have a Pro version which features the AI functionality, but your license is no longer active, this system will not work. This is only reserved for those who have a license which is currently active while you're using it. And yeah, that being said, again, should you have any further questions, feel free to message me or my colleague to our email, or if you want to join the help center, we're always there available to help you out with any questions you might have. Thank you, of course, for joining the webinar here today. I hope what I said made sense to you and that you're just as excited as we are for the new functionalities that are going to be added to the software next week. If you want to try it out, join the beta program, you can try it right now. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you again for joining us today. I'll see you on the next webinar.